Hello, this is the third sketchbook tour. I started off these sphere drawings by just lightly drawing a circle for each one. At first I tried to freehand them, but they just weren't they weren't looking as spherical as I wanted them to. So I ended up tracing this glass with them. I think I started off with this one, and I started off with the actual sphere first, so the positive space rather than negative space. And I think that was a little bit of a mistake. It wasn't too bad, but I started off with lighter pencils on this one originally, which was a bit of a mistake, and it cost me more time on the drawing, so the drawing process was longer. Because once I put in the background, all the shading that was done on here looked just way too light, and it didn't look the same as it did before because of the simultaneous contrast. So I learned, try to do background first. I was trying to avoid that because I was scared some of the graphite was going to get on my hand and then smear to other drawings which were light, and I didn't want to do that. But background first really helped. So I did that for the rest of these. Like I said, I started off doing a very light circle, and then I would just go in and map out where the darkest places were on the sphere. For this one, this little line was pretty difficult. I had to get a pencil pretty sharp and not make it too dark so it wasn't too stark of a difference. Make sure it tried to match the values. I definitely kept looking back at the reference photos a lot to make sure the values were matching up. For the lighter backgrounds, I did go in and blend them a little more because I didn't want it to look like a bunch of lines and just a plain background. And I think the last thing I started to do was add in the drop shadows for all of them and then fill it in because I didn't want any of the darkness to smear over on lighter edges. But I really just tried to make sure that the edges, if that makes sense. I know they're spheres, they don't technically. I tried to make sure everything looked super clean where it needed to be, and then try and blend where there was softer contrast from the dark to the light. Sorry if the lighting is bad. This is the best I could get. I'm sorry if you see a little shine over here. But yeah, thank you.